Egyptians are due to start voting in an hour's time in a landmark presidential runoff which presents a stark choice between a member of the old regime and a prominent Islamist. Some Egyptians are calling on people to boycott or spoil their ballot. The vote takes place only days after a controversial court verdict dissolved the recently elected parliament and allowed the former Prime Minister Ahmed Shafik to run. From Cairo, Lisa Set reports.
Just like old times, protesters tear down a poster not of the president, but rather the man who would be president, Ahmed Shafik. A candidate in this week's runoff presidential elections and Hosni Mubarak's last prime minister, a man seen as too close to the regime they thought they'd overthrown. In the streets of the Cairo suburb of Mohandesin, they chant the exact same slogan heard during the revolution last year. The people want to topple the regime. As bank worker Amal explains, the revolution still has a long way to go. We didn't topple the regime, she says. We didn't purge the judiciary or the official media or the interior ministry. All that's happened in the last year and a half is that they fooled us, says Wael, a student. They talk about carrying out reforms, but we don't want reforms. We want to completely change the regime. This presidential election offers Egyptians a stark choice between the two main forces that have struggled over Egypt's soul for decades. On the one hand, Shafik is seen as a member of the military caste that has ruled Egypt for the last 60 years. And on the other, Mohamed Morsi represents the authoritarian dogmatism of the Muslim Brotherhood. It's like going back to a future so many thought they had just escaped.